Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Tom Theobolds, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing this wonderful red maroon Uton coach headrest, and I'm going to tell you what company I got it from. So it's a long story, so be prepared. So on Tuesday the 7th of May, me, Jesus, which I like calling my carer. His name is Amrit, but I like calling him Jesus. And Yusuf and David Howard, we decided to go to Theobolds coaches. So that's what we did. So when we got there, I asked them, do you have any headrests? And he was like, let me go and check, I might do. So that's what he did while I went inside another coach with David Howard. He came back and he was like, unfortunately, I haven't. But if you give me your details, I can go and get you one. Because I'm going down to Dunstable, which is where it's basically a yard full of headrests. You told him, he said, what colour do you want? I've got blue or grey or red. And I was like, red. And he was like, okay, I'll get you a red one. So we went home that day after watching the airplanes taking off and landing again. And Wednesday I didn't go, Thursday I didn't go. This week coming now, and the day after I went with David Howard, Yusuf and Jesus. That week passed, and then this week came. Monday I didn't go, like I said. Tuesday I didn't go, Wednesday no, Thursday no, Friday no. But Friday evening, Friday evening, on the 17th of May, Paul felt really sorry for me because I still hadn't got my headdress. So he was like, don't worry, Tom, I'll ring Theobolds and I'll ask them. So that's what Paul did. He spoke to Theobolds, and then he spoke to the manager, and then he was like, can Tom come down today to look at the coaches? And he was like, not today. And he was like, okay, when's best? And he was like, you can come tomorrow at 10 if that makes it easier for you. And he was like, oh, brilliant. And then he was like, do you have a headrest for Tom? And Bob went, yes, I've got him a red one as promised, but don't tell him. Tell him I've got him one, but not what colour. And he was like, don't worry, I won't tell him the colour, I'll just tell him it's a headdress. And I was like, I heard what you said. He was like, no, you didn't. If you be sneaky and trying to find out, Santa won't come. So I was really worried, because when I looked at Coach Hire for You, which did exactly the same thing, that was closed on the weekend. He was like, no, look, on the internet it said it's open. And then after my appointment, I still checked Theobolds to make sure they're open, because I knew they were the same place. And it was. And then I felt a bit better. And then Amrit phoned in sick, and then Charlie came. So that night I really struggled to sleep because I was too excited. But eventually Saturday morning came, and my YouTubers and me, it eventually came to 9 o'clock, and me, Charlie Cook and Paul Goody, we went to Theobolds coaches. He actually rang them before when they were doing the handover and said, hi, I spoke to a man called Bob last night. He said, we can come. Is that still okay? And she was like, yes. And she was like, I just want to double check. Is it definitely a red headdress? And he was like, yes. And I knew Paul was tricking me, because I said, did Paul say the headdress? And he was like, no. Then I since found out he was tricking me because he wanted to keep it as a surprise. So we drove to Theobolds coaches. And then we got there. It only took us 20 minutes because of no traffic, and it was a Saturday. And so we got there, we parked up. I was like, oh my goodness, my heart was really beating fast with excitement because I wanted to get out of the car and go in. Literally, it was going boom, 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 boom. Heart was beating with full excitement. Charlie eventually parked the car and we all went in. And I was still so very excited. We went into the reception. But unfortunately, Paul wasn't there, and Bob wasn't there, but the lady was. He was like, don't worry, I'll come to you in a minute. I was getting a bit anxious, and I was having a bit of an anxiety attack because I couldn't see the headrest anywhere, and then Paul said, don't worry, I'll ask. So I went down there, put my fingers in my ears like this, and he said, someone said we left the headrest here. Is there any chance of that? And he's like, yeah, I'll go and get it. Yeah, we know about it. And that's what happened. The lady was like, does he want it now or before he leaves? And he was like, no. I said, all right. So the lady came with a bag with a headrest in, and I wasn't even expecting it to be in a lovely Uton bag, but in the bag was this headrest. Not only that, I had this hat, Better Bus, Better Life since 1963. You can see that's a Uton hat. The Uton book. And a flag, which is at my house. And it all came in this lovely bag. And I was so happy. When I went to see, I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't a leather headrest. But I drew quickly to be grateful for it being it. Because I always wanted one like this. Back in 2014 when I went trip with June, I got a headrest very much like this, but a yellow one. So, but eventually I got this. I was so happy, and a massive big thanks to Theobolds coaches for letting me have this headrest. When we get to 1,100 subscribers, I promise you that I'll do a video of me on a coach trip going to Felix though. But that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. But please let me know in the comments what headrest you prefer. If you prefer the red one that's made out of cotton, or my old grey one which is made out of leather.